So we're going to talk about Theorem 10.2. Theorem 10.2 states that tangents from a common point to the same circle are congruent. In our diagram then, we have to have some point that tangents are coming from going to a circle. So the common point that we're going to use is this point A. Now, one very, very important detail is that this common point that we're using to draw our tangents to the circle must be outside of our circle. Now, when I draw on a tangent line, I'm going to start at this point A, and if I look at all of these different lines, I realize right there I can draw a tangent line from A to my circle M. So I'm going to call that point B. If I keep going in this direction, well, those lines are definitely not going to be tangent to my circle. However, if I start moving in this direction, we see that we actually get a second tangent line from A to our circle M right here. So I'm going to draw that line in. What this essentially shows us then is that there's two tangent lines that we can draw from any external common point to our circle. Theorem 10.2 says that these two tangent lines must be congruent to each other. They are the same exact length. In order to use this theorem, it's actually fairly straightforward. So an example problem could look something like this. Given AD and AB are both tangent to circle C, determine the length of AB. If we look in this problem, we have our common point A, and we have tangent lines both going to this circle C. Right off the bat then, Theorem 10.2 tells us that this line AB is the same exact length as that line AD. And because they are the same length then, I know that AB is exactly the same length, is congruent to AD. If I do a substitution, that tells me that 2x plus 12 is equal to 4x minus 6. And now it just becomes a matter of simple algebra. I can subtract 2x from both sides. These cancel. I'm left with 12 equals to 2x minus 6. Again, the goal is to get x on its own side, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I get 18 equals to 2x. And the last thing that I need to do is get rid of this times 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Those cancel. I'm left with x equals to 9. Now, here's where we have to be careful. The problem didn't ask us what the value of x was. It asked us what the value or how long this line AB was. So the last step here is we know that AB is equal to 2x plus 12, but we know that x is equal to 9, so I'm going to plug in that 9 for x. And this is what we're going to use to solve for AB. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 12. 18 plus 12 is 30. We know that AB is 30 units.